The year was 541 AD. In other words, 1500 years ago. People in this part of Europe saw something strange in the sky that no one else had seen before. There were clouds in the sky that looked really weird, and they were so thick that they blocked the sun. People at first thought that these clouds would bring heavy rain, but they never thought that these clouds would do something that would be known forever. The Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, ruled this whole area. Its main city was Constantinople. We call it Istanbul these days. This strange event was taking place in the sky over Constantinople or Istanbul. Even though hours turned into days and days into weeks, these strange clouds didn't want to move or rain. The problem got worse every day, and Constantinople hasn't seen any sunshine for a few weeks now. But no one knew it was just the start, because what was about to happen was beyond anyone's wildest dreams. In the year 541 AD, Constantinople was in a very bad spot. Even at that time, there were 1 million people living in Constantinople, and these dark clouds were making everyone upset for weeks. But things got very bad when people started dying one by one. People who were healthy and busy would suddenly pass out and die soon after. When people see this, they feel scared and nervous. They thought the end of the world was near. There was a thick, dark cloud, a strange fog, and deaths. Nothing was stopping. The snow started falling in the summer, and it was so bad that the crops, animals, and birds could not live. At that time, Justinian was emperor of Byzantium and told everyone to stay calm. He also said that honest and good people would be safe. The people were even more worried after hearing what the emperor said, because the plague wasn't picking out good or bad people. Every day, thousands of people died and were buried all at once, and things got even worse. There wasn't enough food for everyone. Even though it was strong, the Byzantine royal troops couldn't do anything about it, because it seemed like the enemy couldn't be seen. This plague spread throughout the whole area. No matter where this dark cloud went, this strange disease spread across the land. This sickness spread to faraway places like Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Morocco, Syria, and Iran. No one knew what caused this disease that was linked to the sky. The only thing people could think was that this was the end of the world. They were even more sure of their faith when the Byzantine emperor got this disease himself. This plague was the first outbreak that we know of. That is now called the Justinian plague. The whole land was in chaos because of this strange plague that lasted for 2 years. It was so rare that some places didn't see any sunlight for 2 years. No one knew the real reason for this secret, though. The thick, dark clouds, the summer snow, the damage to fields, and the deaths of birds, animals, and even people. These all point to the fact that something strange took place here. Scientists and experts have now found out why this dangerous sky plague happened 1,500 years later in 2013. This is where the cause of the plague that killed 10 million people was found, 5,000 kilometers away in Greenland. A small group of experts made it to eastern Greenland. Their main goal was to look into past temperatures. Greenland's weather is still very bad. Without skilled tools, it is not possible to live here at all. Many places in the world have temperatures above 50 degrees C in June and July, but Greenland is minus 18 degrees Celsius at that time. Greenland doesn't have a summer. That's why the ice can't melt here. As the snowflakes fall, they catch the airborne particles. In other words, if there are dust particles in the air, the snow will pick them up and bring them down. Experts think that the temperature records for the last 100,000 years are still there under the snow. The snow that falls on Greenland every year stays there year after year, layer after layer. It takes 5 centimeters to cover a year. To look at the weather information from 1500 years ago, you have to test the snow samples that are 75 meters below. The drilling process began, and pieces of snow from 2,000 years ago were brought out. The ice core was more than 100 meters long. It has a sample of snow from the time of the Justinian Plague, which killed a lot of people. An electrical conductivity test was done on the ice core, and it showed that there was an unusually high amount of sulfur in the snow from 500 to 600 AD. It looked like something strange was going on in the sky when this spike happened, and black clouds were hanging over Constantinople at the time. The gas sulfur dioxide is very dangerous and can hurt people, birds, animals, and plants all at the same time. What had to be done next was to figure out why there was so much sulfur in the air in the 6th century. An expert says that there is only one thing that could have caused this much sulfur: a volcano. Yes, there are very hot molten rocks below the Earth's surface at a certain level. Magma can't get out because of the pressure of Earth's upper layer, but it keeps looking for cracks and creeks to get out. This tug of war will keep going as long as the water in the ocean doesn't reach the magma. When seawater gets close to magma, the extreme heat turns it into gas, and the gas and magma put more pressure on the top. Soon, the gas will shoot out of any weak spot as lava. Water and sulfur don't mix with the volcano. Instead, they are sent into the air as strong gases. The gases that volcanoes release when they explode can easily reach places thousands of miles away. When the sulfur in the air mixes with the water drops, it forms sulfuric acid, which can kill people in any situation. So thick are the sulfuric acid clouds that they don't even let sunshine through. Something similar to this happened 1,500 years ago during the Plague of Justinian. It is now proven that the volcano killed so many people in Europe. On one hand, there are sulfuric acid clouds and sulfuric gas, which are very dangerous. It will be acid rain if it comes from the cloud. If not, the clouds will make it hard for people to see the sun. The situation was such that it could only end badly for people. It was still not known which volcanic event caused this damage. After a long time, experts concluded that Lake Ilopango in El Salvador was the place in question. It is 11,700 kilometers away from Constantinople across the ocean. At the same time that the Justinian plague was hitting Constantinople, a terrible volcano erupted from below that lake, and this mountain is proof of that. Even though the mountain doesn't look like much, it is made of volcano ash. The eruption of the volcano that happened 1,500 years ago from below the lake caused it. Right now, millions and millions of people still live in the shadow of volcanoes. No one knows for sure when these volcanoes will erupt. We now know for sure that volcanoes thousands of kilometers away can still hurt us. Earth scientists, climate scientists, and volcanologists are still studying past volcanic events and the damage they caused, so that people can be saved from these sleeping giants' anger. I hope you enjoyed this video and will share it with others. We'll see you in another cool video.